Hey everyone, my name is Brittany, and over the course of these videos I will be trying to give you an idea of what the typical life of an engineering student is like here at the University of Toronto. This first video will give you an introduction as to who I am and why I decided to come to the U of T. So I'm originally from a small town in Alberta, and I moved to the largest city in Alberta called Calgary about 8 years ago. There I went to a high school called Western Canada High School, where I took pre-IB classes and some French immersion classes. Within my school, I was really involved. I was a member of various sports teams such as the swim and dive team and the badminton team. I was also a member of different organizations such as the Environment Club, and I also wrote for my school newspaper. Outside of school, I was really involved as well. I had a part-time job all throughout high school. I've been swimming competitively for the past 13 years, and I've been playing water polo for the past 5 years. Throughout high school, I also volunteered with a lot of different organizations such as World Vision, Servants Anonymous, the Canadian Blood Services, and the Calgary Aid Society, and I'm lucky enough to still be able to volunteer with some of those organizations to this day. Outside of high school, I like to do the typical things that high schoolers like to do, such as hanging out with my friends, watching movies, reading, writing, playing sports, hanging out with my family, just the sort of regular stuff that high school kids like to do. So now that you know a little bit about my past, here's my situation right now. I'm currently in my second semester of my first year of engineering science at the University of Toronto. I live on campus in Innis Residence, which is a place you'll find out more about in a future video. So when I was in your position of deciding where I wanted to go to university, there were a lot of questions that I had and a lot of criteria that I wanted to fulfill. I applied to 3 schools, those being the University of Toronto, the University of British Columbia, and the University of Calgary, all in the engineering program. There were 3 main reasons that I wanted to come to the U of T. I wanted to go somewhere where I could experience and interact with people who had different backgrounds from my own. And Toronto is one of the most diverse cities in the world, and so this was obviously a great place for me to do that. A second reason I wanted to come here was because, in my personal opinion, I feel like university is a time for students to get out there on their own, gain their independence without the safety of their parents. And this made me want to go to a school that was outside of my hometown. The third main reason I wanted to come to the U of T was for the academics. I know I want to become a biomedical engineer, and this was the only school I applied to that guaranteed that I would be able to major in biomedical engineering. So after those 3 main reasons, it was just the little things that made my decision that much easier to make. Another reason I wanted to go to the U of T is because Toronto is such a vibrant city. There are festivals and events that take place here that don't take place in other parts of the world. These events and festivals that take place are something that's really cool to experience, and had I gone to the other schools I had applied to, I probably wouldn't have been given the opportunity to have experienced them. Also, the U of T has a renowned reputation of providing students with an excellent background to succeed in not only the workforce, but also in further studies. Being an engineer, a lot of us are interested in furthering our education, and this means going to graduate school, and here at the U of T, there is a great graduate program. Throughout high school, I was also in contact with the women's varsity water polo coach who wanted me to come play here in Toronto. And that was really cool because the other schools I had applied to didn't have that type of opportunity for me. So after considering these things, I realized that the U of T was the best place for me, and I accepted my offer of admission. So far, I'm really happy with my decision, and everything I've thought about the university has turned out to be true or even better than I thought it would be. So now that you know a little bit more about me and where I'm from, check back to the website soon, and hopefully I will answer some more of the questions I'm sure you have about life in university and more particularly the life of the typical engineer here at the University of Toronto.